Hello everybody, my name's Michael, and for the past 9 years I've been working by myself on a passion project, and it's taken me on quite the journey. As the project grew more ambitious, I needed to develop new techniques to keep myself organized. About a year and 6 months ago, I decided I was going to refactor my project. Now what this means is a lot. This is a video I recorded a year ago, around the same time, April 28th, on my birthday. I was going to release a video to let everyone know how the progress of the game was going and how there's not a lot you're seeing right away, but that's because I'm reworking the entire game engine. Why would I do this? Like I said, I had a working prototype. It was playable. It had most of the game's basic functionality, but what it lacked was variety. See, what started as a plan to port my game to Unity turned into a mission for me to further flesh out my game systems that I had already created and to add customizability so that I could express myself more impulsively and not get bogged down in the process of creating new game objects, adding tons of new variety to my game. And it's going excellently. It's going really, really well. I'm really excited. It is my birthday. I'm actually here to share some really exciting news with you guys. Version 2.0 of the game engine is complete on my end. I've been playing a lot of sandbox games in the last 2 years, and that really inspired me to create developer tools that were sort of sandboxy themselves, and this made it for lightning fast testing. The developer tools are really the bread and butter of this new game engine. The new engine has completely reworked physics that play so nicely into the gameplay. The air bounce objects, which were things you could either slide into to launch into enemies or reflect with bullets, or these are your guns. If you throw a gun and an enemy's shooting at you, it'll reflect off that gun and launch it in a direction, which makes for interesting combat. This is what it used to look like when you open my game objects window, and this is what it looks like now. At the root of my organization process is a concept that is very crucial in the world of programming: hierarchies. Hierarchies in programming allow you to look at your project more abstractly and think in terms of parent and child. A parent object is where you put most of your code. These objects lay the groundwork for how all objects of that type will behave. Child objects of that parent will inherit that code, all while having their own unique variables. This allows you to work less by creating a family of objects that have consistent functionality between them, all while having their own unique stats. For a new child object, stats like health, speed, and damage can all be set in a single line of code, while your parent object does the heavy lifting of performing functions that incorporate these variables. This gets back to the question of why I reprogram my game from the ground up. One word: refactoring. Now, I was refactoring before I knew it was called refactoring, and I recently heard somebody describe what it is on a podcast, so I'll just play that clip.
This idea in software engineering, actually, just talking to one of our employees about this, which is like refactoring, right? So when you're writing like a bunch of software, it gets really, really big and hairy and complicated, and there's all kinds of waste that happens in that code base. There's this thing that you do every like few months, is you do this thing called refactoring, which is like you go like, okay, we have 10 different things that are trying to do the same thing. Let's get rid of 9 of those things and just like rewrite it as the one thing. So there's like a cleanup and refresh cycle that has to happen whenever you're developing a big complex thing that does a lot of stuff.
Summed it up pretty well. That's exactly what I was going through a year and a half ago. I understood my systems, but I didn't understand their code. My project was too big, too chaotic, and it was too difficult to go through old code and figure out what the heck I was trying to do. But I didn't reprogram my game from scratch because I knew what refactoring was. I did it because of a story I heard about the legendary game designer Satoru Iwata. During the development of Earthbound, the team was struggling to meet deadlines and the project deteriorated into a complete mess. That's when they brought in Satoru Iwata to unjam things. Now he instructed them to reprogram their game from scratch, and not only did they finish the project on time, but they finished 3 months early, before their deadline. The concept can seem counterintuitive, but once I discovered that refactoring was not only a word, but a common practice in the programming industry, it made a lot more sense to me. You see, I was spending a lot more time reading and trying to understand code than I was designing new systems and programming them. So, at the end of the day, was it worth it? You bet it was. I undertook the design process of creating a skeleton hierarchy that my entire game would follow, where objects can interact with each other cleanly, with variables that I can read, and functions that can bounce across different objects. I know you guys are gonna love this because I've been having so much fun. I went through all of the code and replaced crucial numbers and values with variables that I can change outside of the project so that I can quickly change the amount of health an enemy has, his behavior, who he's targeting, whose team he's on. These are the things that have been allowed for in the new game engine. And while the game still requires a lot of building, like levels and characters and environments, the groundwork systems that are fundamental to the game are done again. But better this time. And it's super exciting. One of the things that really inspired me to create the weapon system that I have is the number of items and weapons in a game like Realm of the Mad God, where you have dozens of items that even just a simple color change feels more powerful because of the stats and the story of like kind of how legendary the item is. You have rare items that might not be the best items in the game, but it feels so good to pick it up because it's a rare drop. There's not only a large world to explore and characters to explore, but character items that have their own unique properties and lore and sound effects. All this comes together to create a really fun and interesting experience. And the fast-paced tempo of my game really rewards this constant like, ooh, new gun, ooh, ba ba ba, out of ammo, throw it. But it's just been fun. I've been having such a blast putting this game together, especially now that I have all of my elements on the screen that I can look at and see how they interact with each other. I've created a whole world, and I really want to share the things I'm working on with the people who I know will be interested in it. Hey, what's up? I blinked and now it's July, and this video took way too long to come out. It is now halfway through 2026. I wanted to put the demo out in April, but before the end of the year, that'll be my promise. Before the end of the year, version 2 of the demo's coming out. I've just been adding content, and I realize I have to finish the beginning missions so that you guys can play them. So expect that soon. Love you guys. Thank you so much for making it this far in the video. Thanks for watching. Thank you for supporting me. Bless you guys.